It's like being at a roller coaster when you're at a park you've never been to and you're walking down a really cool trail in the woods, and then suddenly you come up on that and you get to climb a dune. All right, Mount Olive. I think West Olive is my new favorite place. Every time I would drive past West Olive, I was like, that is the cutest name. I want to live in West Olive. Mount Olive, one small link in a massive chain of freshwater dunes. You are looking at a freshwater dune known by locals as Mount Olive. These large freshwater dunes are found mostly along the east shoreline of Lake Michigan, stretching from Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore to the north to Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore at the southern end of Lake Michigan. Dunes like these are found nowhere else on Earth. I actually didn't know that. And I love sand, like more so than anyone else I know. This dune formed sometime over the last 5,000 years when sand was blown ashore by the prevailing winds and stabilized by dune grasses. The source of sand is granite and other minerals that were transported to Michigan by glaciers over 10,000 years ago. Pretty cool. All right, bye. Up the stairs. I hear a woodpecker. Hi. I'll let you go past. I gotta tie my shoe. Okay, I'm winded. We're up high on Mount Olive. Gotta be careful that I don't put my phone over the ledge. I'm very high up. I mean, I don't live in mountains or anything, so very high up for a Midwestern kind of place. Alright, well, pretty cool. I'm like giving over this experience to YouTubing. I just wasn't expecting this to be so pretty. I'm like very, very high up. Up in the trees. Which is fitting because I just wrote a song about flying. And then I ran up a bunch of stairs up a dune. A dune named Mount Olive. I think olive is like the prettiest word ever. Okay, I'm gonna stop. This is wild. There's a woodpecker right around here. And then I turned the corner and I saw the lake and it said holy shit out loud, so I thought I should turn my camera back on. And here, I could fall down a giant dune. This has got to be at least like 10 stories in the air. Maybe more. Staircase. Like in the clouds. Up in these trees. Oh my gosh. It's like walking on history, you know? When you read something that says this dune has been around since like thousands of years, it just makes you feel so small. Normally dune grass is very like dry and earthy looking, so this is very strange to me to see all these little patches of grass that looks like it wants to be mowed, except I don't really like that we have to mow grass, but I've heard that it keeps bugs out of yards. Well, I'm just rambling. I don't really want to have to do the work to edit these together, so I don't know what any of these videos are for. I just can't believe how beautiful it is. Holy cow. Alright, so I'm at the last little stretch, I think, before I hit the beach. Not that I came to go to the beach, but when you go to a park on Lake Michigan, It always ends at a beach. Forests and beaches. Very different than where I grew up in Wisconsin. So perhaps it's something about the way things blow. I don't know. Much more foresty, much more like living inside of a nature preserve here than where I had lived in Wisconsin. Racine. I was from Racine, which I guess maybe that's urban sprawl because my hometown is between Milwaukee and Chicago. Chicago's in Illinois, if you're one of my international followers. But all the places that I've lived, or mainly all the places I've lived as an adult, with the exception of a few years, New York, London, and Appleton, Wisconsin, everywhere else I've lived has been right on Lake Michigan. So, okay. Very beautiful. I feel like I'm taking you on an adventure. Can't really write songs while I do this. So I guess this is just a talking video. Wow, that's so pretty. I feel like I should stay here till sunset, but that'd be really late. It'd be like hours from now, I think. I've been doing little bits of yoga here and there, not much, but trying to stretch and move my body a lot more, which has been feeling nice. I've also been eating healthier. I used to lose weight really easily. Not that I want to turn this into a weight loss video, but that is true. I used to lose weight really easily, and this last time of going on and then off birth control, like 4 years ago, the weight hasn't wanted to come off, partly because I've been like angry and traumatized by politics in America right now. It's like kind of crazy here. And so, you know, after hearing what Trump said about the beauty pageant contestant, who was gorgeous, by the way, and him saying she needed to lose weight, and like, who is he? Looks-wise. I mean, I hate even talking about looks, so let's drop that. But my point is, holy cow, this is pretty. Oh, just that I've been eating healthier, which feels nice. My body feels a little lighter. When I feel lighter, I like doing physical things a lot more. I've been riding my bike, and I like going on longer hikes when I feel healthier. Although, to be fair, even when I had put on a lot of weight, so maybe like 15 pounds more than this, I still really loved taking hikes. And, you know, if I got winded, I got winded. I just didn't care. But that's probably not good for my health, you know, to suddenly stress my health out, as opposed to, you know, kind of keeping my health overall a little better. And I was just going through some things. I have a hard time caring about health when health is, in our culture anyway, American culture, is very connected to beauty and image. I just really needed a pause on that and needed to be like, F you, beauty culture. I'm not going to worry about this. I couldn't for years. But I do feel more comfortable in my skin when I'm thinner. I can do more, I can be more physical, I can enjoy running, I can enjoy biking, I can enjoy hiking longer without being winded, I just feel lighter. I mean, I am literally lighter, and I haven't even lost that much weight, but I just feel more like myself, you know, my 5-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old self. But love of food is in my family, though, to be fair. Like, one of my cousins runs like epic restaurants in the southeastern Wisconsin area, and like, I don't know, I read one time this thing about like super tasters, how there are super tasters, and we're probably that, because like, I love food, love it. So, and I also was like stress eating a lot, which wasn't the healthiest habit, so I've been paying attention to some methods by this yogi that I've watched some videos of, and his methods make sense to me. It's kind of similar to the Americanized concept of intermittent fasting, but it just gives your body a rest and lets you, you know, kind of have times that you eat and many, many times that you don't, and that's really helped me to just be a black coffee and water girl in the interims. because I think when I graze, I don't always know what my limits are, and I end up kind of sugar addicted and like fun fatty foods addicted, and I don't have a gallbladder, so that is not safe. So, and I've tried all kinds of different like food limiting diets. I have been, well, I don't want to tell you what I've been eating, because mostly I'm just eating what I want to eat, just doing it fewer times a day. So whatever, I don't want to get into diet stuff. I don't want to skinny shame, and I don't want to fat shame. I don't believe in either one. I think humans are on these beautiful spiritual, emotional, psychological, evolutionary journeys. All of us are, like individually, and like where one person is at is not where the other person is at. And it's just like, why would I put the thought in your head that where you're at is somehow wrong for you? The same way I'm grateful that people didn't, fat shame me. And in the past, I guess I've been inadvertently skinny shamed. I've gone shopping with people who were a different size than me when I was really, really skinny, and felt like I was insulting them. They didn't mean to make me feel bad, but it was just like a lot of this, well, you'd look good in anything, and that kind of tone. And I try to be very careful not to do that to people who have things that I either want or think would be more comfortable for me. Like if someone has a lot of money and I don't, I try not to be like, well, you can go on that vacation. I have to save up for 2 years, but you could just book a hotel in Portland and just go there next week if you wanted to. Well, not with COVID, but so I just always have to be very careful that I'm not a hypocrite. I think we all have to be constantly careful that we're not hypocrites, because the things that I value are maybe not the things that you value, or maybe I will value them in 2 years. Maybe I will have a lot of money someday. And maybe other people will have things that they currently are envying. And I just think it's important not to infuse those things that you want with hate. And maybe that's what was happening sometimes with me, with people and situations and other things that I was chasing after. It's like in this sort of like hopeful puppy sort of way. It's like sometimes the second I wouldn't get those opportunities or that love that I had been hoping for, then I accidentally infused those things with hate. Like, well, I don't need, and that doesn't make it better at all. I don't know why I'm turning this into like a self-help ramble as I walk down these stairs at Olive Shores Park, I think it's called. All right, well, I'm also trying not to use the railing because of, oh, I should give you the water view. There you go. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is actually a lot like a park right by where we live right now. We live right in downtown Grand Haven, and so the park that is reminding me of is Rosie Mound, but this one's like shorter to get to the beach, and look, with a much like bigger beach, which is amazing. Okay, I am down at the beach. If you've never been to the Great Lakes, the Midwest is many different things, but I'm more like Great Lakes states, Midwest. If you've never been to the Great Lakes, a lot of ocean people that I know have told me it feels like the ocean. It just is fresh water, not salt water. So, it smells good. You can go boating for hours. It's humongous, insanely humongous. Plus there's lots of tiny lakes around here too, which I think I'm finally going to buy myself a tiny little kayak. Or maybe like one of those 2-person inflatable ones so me and Brian can go out. But yeah. It's pretty much paradise like 5 months out of the year here. So maybe I need to quit complaining about Michigan just because I've had all that trauma here and realize that I could have trauma anywhere. And I also here, separate from my trauma, I also have a lot of history here and a lot of positive experiences and meaning. Things that I have loved that have happened here. Really amazing memories that I've gathered here. including even all this weird solitary time doing YouTubing and stuff at different parks. So I need to really think about that when I think about whether or not I'd want to start over somewhere. Just because I've gone through different chapters of being angry at people or situations where I haven't felt like I belonged. It's sort of like, well, why does that eliminate the possibility of just inventing my own world here if I love the land? So that's what I've been focusing on more. And the few friends, I mean, I do have a handful of friends and I have acquaintances that I love. And also I'm just not that social, so I don't know why I would want any more than that. Like and I know huge amounts of people from house shows and making compilations and running a fest, and yeah, I think I've spent most of my life trying to fit into systems that already exist, and then simultaneously, almost in a discouraged misfit way, inventing my own systems, but then feeling like that's somehow not enough. But maybe it is enough. Maybe my systems are all I need, and if I don't fit into other people's systems, maybe that's okay, and I'm just supposed to let their systems be their systems, and I'll make my systems, and I don't know. Enough talking. Pretty place. Alright, well, thanks for coming to my YouTube channel. Bye.